Life changes the second you get that diagnosis, and it will never be the same again. And despite the fact that my husband is an unbelievably amazing, supportive, wonderful human being, and despite the fact that I had some close friends who were really helping, until you've been in the cancer shoes, it's hard to imagine really what the person's going through.
One of the most important aspects of what Two Life offers is the support group that meets monthly, and that was a tremendous benefit to me. I mean, when I first came, this may make me cry, because everybody was just so warm and open.
It's a great community that brings all of the breast cancer, young, old, 2 years into this, 15 years into this.
They knew me before I walked in the door. They were right there with all the answers before I even knew the questions were.
At the point in your life where you feel like you have the least amount of control, they bring it all together for you. And you feel like you can then sort of navigate through.
There were women there that are living way beyond what the expectation, what I was given, way beyond. And that's exactly what I needed to hear. And they were living well, good lives. And that's what you need to hear.
It gives you hope. It gives you strength.
I have a certain phrase that I call for women that go through breast cancer, what they develop after they've had breast cancer, a certain strength. And you get all that in a room together, and you know, it's just very powerful.
They saved my life because I was pretty well depressed, and it changed my life. I truly believe that.
There's this one woman in my support group who had pretty much the same diagnosis I did, but a year earlier. So I look at her and say, okay, I got this.
For years, I was always the strong one in the family who nurtured everybody else, who took care of everybody else. Now, all of a sudden, I'm not that strong person. And one of the hardest things for me to learn was how to accept help. These wonderful people made it easier for me to do that.
Sometimes you don't feel like you can always speak to your family. I mean, they know everything. But there's times when it's just overwhelming for them too. And I think it's a good, safe place to speak with and give your family a break a little bit from that. You know, if they see me going through a tough patch, they'll be, do you have a group coming up, Mom? You need group? Yeah, I do.
Two Life is one of those wonderful organizations that's really in it to help people. And I think they're a learning, living, breathing organization that's evolving to help their community and actually to be helped by their community.
I was happy when we started the Young Survivor Coalition group here at Two Life. There was definitely a common theme and some needs for younger survivors that we all were going through some of the same things. You know, how to speak to our children about the fact that we were diagnosed, what to say to them. Some of us, it was about how to face the fact that maybe having a family would be a challenge.
Freeze embryos or go through adoption processes or anything like that. So it's nice to have people who are kind of going through the same issues that you are.
Dealing with metastatic breast cancer has got a lot of characteristics to itself. It's very different than a primary cancer where you have the treatment and you're done and you're well and you can almost put it in the background. Metastatic cancer is right there in the forefront all the time. Just being able to focus on people who are doing well made all the difference in the world for me. That's only one part of Two Life. They have all the educational programs.
Beat the odds. The very first time I went, I heard a radiologist speak and I heard an oncologist speak. Both of them said to me while I was eating breakfast things my oncologist had said to me and the radiologist had said to me. But I wasn't sitting in an exam room and they weren't talking about me. And I finally processed a lot of the things that I had heard.
I was really torn about probably not whether to do reconstructive surgery, but what kind of reconstructive surgery to do. I really wanted to network with a number of people, and one of the doctors who gave a lecture at one of those meetings, he spent probably 25 minutes with me. He was just kind of a little godsend at a time that I really needed somebody with his kind of training. So not only did To Life help me get networked, but then their events helped me further get networked.
When you're going through a cancer diagnosis, it's an incredibly insecure time. You're insecure about whether or not you're going to beat this disease, what your future might be, and to have the added insult of losing your hair, having your skin turn in a way that maybe you appear sickly from treatment, it just adds insult to injury.
I was most surprised by how emotional the process was going to be, and overwhelming, walking into a room full of wigs. And Melanie really just understood that feeling extremely well and took the time to ease me through the whole process.
Initially, when I got the wig, I wasn't involved with To Life yet. So I went to a beauty parlor. It was a strange kind of experience. Shortly thereafter, I learned about To Life, and I started to come here for products, for headscarves, for various garments, ultimately for a prosthesis. And it's a very private, caring shopping experience. It's like a compassionate boutique.
I remember Helen trying wigs on me, and I just broke down crying. And she took it right off and she said, "Don't you worry about this. We'll come back to it some other day." And it was just so easy. Yeah, she was very kind.
Visiting the boutique and shopping for wigs and headwear, as well as attending Look Good, Feel Better, a program offered here at To Life that teaches you how to wear makeup.
They encourage you to, if you're the type that really care about your appearance, that you go for it. If your eyebrows are not there anymore, put them on.
It really gives the cancer patient a sense of self-confidence back. And it's a pleasure when you go out into the public and somebody compliments your wig as though it's your natural hair.
Because it's these little things along the way that help you find your way back to normalcy.
You have such mixed emotions when you're going through this. In some ways, if I wasn't sick right now, this would be the best time of my life. So in a weird way, it is the best time of my life, because To Life has contributed so much to the quality of life that I share with my family and my friends, that everything is a little bit more colorful and a little bit more intense.
I just want to say thank you for everything that they've done for me in this past year, and I don't think I could have come through all of this as well as I have without that support.
I reached out to a friend of mine, a breast cancer survivor, and she said, "You just joined a sisterhood that you never wanted to join, but the sisterhood is strong."